The crowd is very good. They listen when I tell them to, of course.
Wow, what an inspiring talk from our founder, Mr. Park Han-gil, isn't it? No wonder that he achieved so much in his life because he's such a man of vision and dreams. And this is what he wants us to have. He wants us to have a vision for our life. And it's an honor for me to share about life scenario and how to write it. When I share this with my members, many of them said, I don't know what to write. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have ambitions. I'm just busy with my life day by day. And then I just go as it, I just go as it is and then just follow whatever is the trend. And I think about it. Normally, when people don't know what they want in life, they're just stuck in routine. And they don't have goals. I remember this story with Alice in the Wonderland. When this little girl gets lost in the forest, she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know where to go. But she doesn't also know where she wants to go. She asked the cat, she asked the wise cat, which way I have to go from here? And the cat asked, but where do you want to go? She said, I don't know. And the cat said, if you don't know where to go, which way you turn, it doesn't really matter. When you walk long enough, you will get somewhere. And it might be a surprise. It might be a good surprise, or it might be a bad surprise for you at the end. And this is also about our life. When we don't have a goal, we don't know where we're going, we don't know what we want to achieve, we put our lives on default on the universe. We put our lives on default on someone else making decision on us. And then normally, when you cannot find your goals in life because you actually haven't found the real you and your purpose, what are you created to be? And what's your role in this earth? So I will encourage you to think about some of these questions. I put some of these questions here for you to meditate. When you think that I don't have any goals or ambitions, think about all these questions. Who are you? Who are you, and then why were you born? What roles that you have in life? What is your calling? What is your purpose? And think about what makes you really happy until you shaken and cry. What was that moment? What is the significant moment? And what is the most important thing to you? What matters? Where is your happy place? What are you good at? Think about what's your talent. What can you do better, faster than anyone else? Maybe that's something that you need to pursue, and then you will have the better result. And what do you want to have and why? What rewards gonna move you? What rewards that's gonna escape you from any disaster? What rewards do you think that can keep your family safe? And who is depending on you? Is there anyone that you need to support? Is there anyone that their life relying on you? Or whose life you can help or change? This is the last thing that if you really, really think that I don't want anything for my life, I don't need any other achievement in my life, borrow someone else's goal, borrow someone else's dream, that if that person's life change, if you make someone's dreams come true, I believe that gives you a different, deep satisfaction in your heart. Maybe this is something what you call for. This is the first time that I wrote my life scenario book. I sit down in quiet moment and then think about things, and then things about think about what matters to me, doing all the calculations, and then thinking on how much time do I need in my life to share with my family and friends, how much money I need to have to be able to survive, and then provide my family as well, to be able to support other people, support the ministry. So I know that most probably you cannot read my handwriting, it sucks. Yeah, so I'll try to make it neater for you. So I divided into 8. So in the wheel of my life scenario book, in the wheel of life, I have 8 things that I want to keep track in my life. Out of these 8 things, I have the first one is I have my atomic goal. And the second one, I have my travel goal, my house, my charity, health, car, investment, and family, in terms of I can share time and have quality time with my family. And you can see all the spokes in the sphere. All the spokes in this sphere, they have 10 increments. From the center to the end of the goal, it's divided into 10 increments. And then that is the one that we can measure when we measure our goals. So start from 0, the center, and then at the end, the ultimate achievement is the 10th part of the increments towards the every things that I want to achieve within those 8, within atomy, travel, house, charity, health, car, investment, and family. So I start writing it down. It needs to be specific. And then in this part, I write down my goals for the next 5 years. I have 10 years and 20 years dream, but we break it down into smaller portions. We break it down to 5 years so it can be feasible for me to achieve. And all of the writings in gold, they're all my ultimate goal. And then the writing in black is what's my current situation. And we can see how far is it. For example, the importance for me to achieve my atomic goal in the next 5 years is to have 40 Sharon Rose Master. Why 40 Sharon Rose Master? This is very important key indicator for me to achieve in Atomy, because once someone becomes a Sharon Rose Master, at least one person can live without working. They can have the income from Atomy if they even lose their job, if they even get sick and then cannot work anymore. This is in Australian standard. So I think if I can give fishing rods instead of fish to this person can have fish all their life. That's what I'm thinking, that they can be free financially, and then they can do whatever they want, and then someone who can, especially I have a lot of single mothers in my team, they can provide their family when they become Sharon Rose Master. So that's my indications. I want to have as many Sharon Rose Master. And I counted, when you become Imperial Master like Mr. Park, an Imperial Master will already have at least 250 Sharon Rose Master. That means he has helped to free 250 families financially free to this business, through this business. It is a big dedication. It is a lot of work. 256 Sharon Rose Master. I was thinking, that is so much work and will take so long. So I have to break it down from 250, and then I'll break it down even now only 40 Sharon Rose Master for the next 5 years. Then, at the moment, I have 5 Sharon Rose Master, So that's the one on the left. They are Generous Master and One-Star Master. And the others, the one in the group, they are the future Sharon Ross Master in the making. So I'm very, very excited. And then putting a lot of work into making a lot of leaders financially free through this business. And then I have the second goal is my travel goal. I like traveling. That's why before I really want to work in flight center as a travel agent, because I think that, if I work in travel agency, then I know a lot more destinations and I can travel the world more. But ironically, once you become a travel agent, any of the travel agents here will agree with me, once you become a travel agent, you stop traveling. You organize everyone else to go everywhere in the world, but you are stuck at home. You cannot have so many holidays because you're holding so many people's itinerary and bookings. So the company will not let you go part-time or have a lot of holiday. You cannot. So I learned what I need to learn after a few years. Then I stopped being a travel agent because I can't wait to travel again. And for my travel, I have my bucket list. In the bucket list, I write down all 100 destinations, countries or cities that I really would like to visit. And I write it down. I write it down about 100 destinations. And so far, a few years ago, I've been thinking, I don't want to have a destinations, the country that I visit, the number of countries that I visit have to be more than my age. That's what I think. And then I work towards it, and then now I have fulfilled over 50, and then I'm not 50 yet. Yeah, I have fulfilled over 50 destinations, and I'm so excited. There are so many places to see in the world, and then some of these destinations I went back to 3 times, 4 times, like multiple times. So many good places to see. Instead of, if you have to work just to earn a living, going through the same things, being with the same people, sitting on the same desk, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, I don't think that I can enjoy it for a long time. So this is some of my travel photos. I just put a little bit because there's too many of them. So that's in Japan, going through the snow wall, Watanabe. It's amazing. And then the Blue Pond Lake, to China, this is one of my dreams. That's why we get married, because we have the visions going to this Texas, Dallas cowboy town with my husband. And going to Russia. And this is one of my big bucket lists. I want to be in the biggest cruise ships in the world. That's the Oasis of Caribbean, the Caribbean cruise. Going on the Caribbean cruise where the passengers, there are about 8,000 passengers, and the ship is so big that even you are there for 1 whole month, you haven't seen everything. That is that big. So many places to see and so many restaurants. It's like a floating city. And then it is very stable. You don't believe that you are on a cruise. It's not shaking as much because it's very big. So that's my big destinations. And I took my husband to my hometown, to Indonesia, which is a nice pleasure. And we have a cruise as well. And yeah, so many other travels that we've done. And the goals for the house. I have the house of my dream. I like to have the house in the acreage property. The house itself is not very big, but at least I need 3 bedrooms. I want to have a spa. I want to have a chicken farm. And I want to have a very nice view. And we achieve it. We achieved it this year. Yeah. And now we have about 42 chickens in our in our farm. Yeah, they can produce the different color eggs. Yeah, so from white, very chocolate color, it's like a tea egg color. Blue, olive color eggs. So, and then they are so cute. They are so cute. They brings you joy. Yeah. First of all, when my husband said, "Oh, we want to have a chicken," I was just thinking, I like to travel, but how does it work if we have chicken? It's so hard. And he said, don't worry. If we need to travel, we just eat them. And I said, really? So we decided to just have, 2 or 4 at that time. I thought that, it was still manageable. But when we start having them, we love them. We really love them like our babies. And so that's my beautiful chicken when they grown up. It's a British Sussex. It's gorgeous. It's very big, like a turkey. Very big and very fluffy. And my husband also can have the horse in the property and then can have horse riding in our property. So we gonna live there for a long, long time. We like where we live. We have the nice view on our deck overlooking the mountain. We have the spa on the deck as well. So we many times we eat outside unless it's raining or extreme weather. So our dining room is inside is actually become a second dining room after we have this deck. Yeah. And the next one is what we want to have the charity. Charity is who we're gonna give and share in the community. By privilege, I know directly some of the family in needs that I can support and I can sponsor, I can look after. And at the moment, I have 4 families that I look after from 3 different cities. And this family, they have hard times during COVID as well. They lose everything during COVID. And I supported them. And then also one family is a pastor's family. So if you know, I had planned church before. And then for some ministers or evangelists or missionaries starting a ministry, it is very difficult, I understand. So that's what I choose to do charity. I'll look for people that need help directly and sponsor them in a continual basis until they can stand on their feet. And then I'll look for other family to support, other family in needs or any other missionaries' family in Australia or abroad. And I do have families in these cities in Indonesia at the moment that I support. This is on a regular basis. And then on some casual basis, we do have family to support in Australia as well, which is pastor's family. So what we want to do is we want to add the numbers of the people that we support. I want to add at least one more family that we can support every year. So if another family that already free, already being independent, that means I have to find another 2. So I want to add one more number of the family that I and my husband want to support every year. And then the next one is health. Health is very important, and I wouldn't talk so much about it. I have lost weight also with the fantastic products that we have in Atomy. We have pu'er tea, we have apple jelly, we have yummy shakes. I lost a lot of weight when we focus our minds into it, when we put workout into it, and then apple jelly just helped, to crave, and then burns double the calorie. So this can be achieved through Atomy as well. So health is very important because we want to be together, to be fit and travel, to be able to travel and fit until our old age. And then the next one is car. We have our dream car. We want to have a sporty car, but it's also suitable for where we live, which is a bit of the countryside, because we want to have four-wheel drive. And we just bought this. Can't wait for the delivery, so excited. Yeah, we have the Porsche GTS, so it's good. It's a good trip. And for the investments, we do have the stocks and the properties that we have. And we want to add to make it double every 5 years. That means every year, it needs to increase, the total assets needs to increase by 20%. Because we want to go against inflation, and then we also want to support to be able to give more, and then to travel more, and then spend time with family. That's why we want to have this goal. And the last and the biggest one for us is the family. It's a family time, family that matters. Family, that's my husband. I want to have more and more quality time with him. I want to be able to have dinner all the time with him, at least breakfast and dinner. At the moment, we can have dinner together all the time, but not necessarily breakfast or lunch. Because he wakes up early, but I sleep very late because of atomy. As you build the business overseas, in the different time zones, sometimes I sleep 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night. I cannot get up 6 o'clock like my husband's always get up 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'd love to have one day that I cook breakfast for him. And the big one is not only the money that's we want to share, but the money also enable you to have freedom of time, to be more flexible with your time. This is my husband's father. He recently passed away over a month ago. And I am the only one that's from the in-laws that be able to spend a lot of time with him when he's sick, when he was sick for these last few years. Quite a few times that he needs emergency. He had prostate cancer. Suddenly it's just blocked that he couldn't pee. And then he has to call me because the others are at work. He has to call me and then take him to the hospital quite a few times. And I will be able to come and then sit down with him during the weekdays. Just be with him, sit next to him, reading newspaper, and then drink a cup of tea because the others are at work. So I can see that the money is not only money, but also give you a freedom of time to be with your loved ones when you are needed. So I would be able to take him to nice live seafood. With my husband, we have this big, giant live lobster because he is a big fan of seafood. And he loves his cakes, so we took him high tea, and he enjoyed a lot of different cakes. And he loves me so much that my husbands and all of my siblings, they also know that my father really have good connections with you. Until he even said to me one day that you are my 5th child, and texted to me, you are my 5th child. So I really, really miss him. I'm glad that I can spend a lot of time with him. He's just like my own father. And this is my sister, my older sister. She is the last one left of my family member, my direct family. She was the only one I have. My mom and dad has passed away. She was the one that always looking after me. But then I looked after her before she passed away. For the last 10 months when she had the brain cancer, it was so difficult. It was during COVID restrictions. It's so hard to travel from Melbourne to Sydney, but I could travel back and forth, never have to worry, and then never have to ask a boss, that I have to leave. I can just go anytime she needs me. I can just drive straight away and then went to see her. So the time freedom allowed me to look after my loved ones until whenever she needs me. Until whenever she needs me, until whenever I want to go home, I can go home. Whenever I want to come, I can come. And I spent a lot of times, even during her breast cancer for 2 years, and then after that 1 year for her brain cancer, I was able to be with her, to look after her as well. It was such precious moments. Now, she has three kids, two daughters and one son, that I want to visit regularly because they look at me as the second mother. So I want to look after them, and then I want to have the goals that to spend time with them, to be able to go to Sydney or take them for holiday to Melbourne to be with me, because I have time and money allow me to do it. So when I look at it, we can see where we want to go and then what positions we are in the spokes. The furthest our positions, we can put the dot to where we are at the moment. When I put all the dots, start from the center, I can measure where I am on each spokes. And then we connect all the dots with the line, and then you can see if a bicycle have that kind of spokes, it's not gonna roll smoothly, isn't it? And this is what I want to achieve. I want the dots to be right at the other end. If every dot is at the other end, then it will be called the balanced life. Then I'll achieve my goal within that 5 years. So to achieve it, we have to set goals. Once we know what we want, we have to set goals, and then we break down the task. It doesn't come easily. It doesn't come by accident. It is a lot of work and planning involved. So once I know what I want, then I can break it down. Okay, so now what is my monthly schedule? After my monthly schedule, okay, what is my weekly schedule? So we put it down. What's important? What matters? What is the key indicator of me? And then what things have to be ticked every week? So I have my work schedule. After this, then put it down in your diary or reminder. I remind myself to post something on YouTube. I remind myself, I have my alarm clock and reminder to remind myself, oh, this is the time I have to do Zoom meeting, and then I have to create a poster for Zoom meeting. I have to create the ads. Oh, I need to put a posting on my WhatsApp group. Put a reminder. Put all these little action plans. Put it in your schedule. Put it in your reminder. Make your phone works for you as your personal assistant. You're paying so much for the phone, and then use it as much as well. So I believe everything is achievable if you focus your mind to it, and then you pray about it. You feel what God has put in your heart, what's the seeds that God puts in your heart. And I believe, like Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Thank you for listening to me.